know you've seen it too. You scroll through your feed and there it is again. Some A-list actor just dropped 6 movies this year. 6. Not one, not two, 6. And you're sitting there thinking, wait, didn't it used to take years to make a real movie? Like actual months of filming in real places with real people sweating under hot lights. Yeah, exactly. Something is wrong. The technology got too good. The green screens got too perfect. The AI slipped in the back door while we were distracted by capeshit explosions. And now, Hollywood isn't filming movies. They're generating them, reusing the same bodies, feeding lines straight into their skulls. And we're the ones paying to watch the simulation glitch. Let me break it down for you because once you see it, you can't unsee it. Buckle up. This is gonna get weird. The old world versus new world. Back in the day, I'm talking real old Hollywood golden era stuff. Making a movie was a grind. You had writers locked in rooms for months arguing over every line. Directors scouting actual locations, not some digital folder. Actors. They had to memorize pages and pages of dialogue like their souls depended on it. Marlon Brando, Jack Nicholson. They lived the role. They became the character because they had no choice, no shortcuts. Principal photography alone could take 60, 90, even 120 days for a big film. Pre-production. Another few months locking down sets, costumes, lighting. Post-production. Cutting on actual film, syncing sound by hand, optical effects that took forever. A movie from script to screen. Easily 2 to 5 years. Sometimes longer. Look at the crazy ones that took decades. That was normal when you actually cared about craft. But now it's different. Now some dude tweets, just wrapped my 4th movie this year, and everyone claps like it's impressive instead of terrifying. How the hell are they pumping these things out so fast? Let me tell you how. Green screen hell and the death of real locations. First, everything happens in a giant warehouse now. No more flying to Paris or the desert or some remote mountain. Why bother when you can build the entire universe on a green screen? Or better yet, those fancy LED volume walls where the background moves with the camera in real time. The actors stand in a big empty box, wave their arms around, and the computer paints in dragons, exploding cities, alien planets later. It saves time. It saves money on travel, permits, weather delays, crowd control. One studio, controlled lighting. Same crew every day. You can shoot 10 pages in a day instead of 2 because nothing is real anymore. No waiting for the sun to be in the right spot. No rebuilding sets when the wind knocks them over. But when everything is fake, how do you know what you're even watching? Those epic battle scenes in the latest blockbuster. Half the actors in the background might be digital extras generated in minutes. The hero running through a crowded street. Green screen plus AI crowd simulation. The intimate conversation in a historic cafe. Shot against green felt and the cafe was added in post for $50K instead of flying everyone to Europe. They don't go on location anymore because the location is whatever the algorithm spits out that week. And the funding. Massive studio money plus streaming algorithms that demand constant new content. Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon, they need to feed the beast 24/7. So they greenlight faster, cheaper, good enough projects. Quantity over soul. The actors don't even have to act anymore. Now the actors, this is where it gets really dark. Do you really think these people are memorizing 80-page scripts while shooting 3 movies back to back? Come on. Back in the day, yeah, intense table reads, weeks of rehearsal, method acting boot camps. Today, earpieces, hidden teleprompters, script supervisors feeding lines. Some big names have straight up admitted they barely glance at the full script anymore. They show up, hit their mark, and a voice in their ear tells them exactly what to say with the exact inflection the director wants. Bruce Willis was open about using earpieces toward the end. Johnny Depp rumors, plenty of others. It's an open secret in the industry. Why memorize when the machine can feed you the words in real time? It speeds everything up. Less rehearsal time. Fewer takes ruined by forgotten lines. Just say what the ear tells you and emote a little. Combine that with green screen. The actor isn't even reacting to a real environment half the time. They're pretending to be scared of a monster that isn't there yet. The emotion is manufactured later in post. Their performance is sculpted by editors and VFX teams more than by the actor themselves. And when one actor is hot, they milk them, book them on multiple projects at once because their face sells tickets or streams. Scheduling conflicts. Solve it with body doubles, heavy CGI face replacement, or just overlapping shooting days with clever planning. One body, multiple performances being captured in parallel. You see the same 6 faces in every trailer now and wonder why Hollywood has run out of actors. It's not running out. It's optimizing the reusable assets. Editing, CGI, and the AI takeover. Post-production used to be the long nightmare. Months of editing, sound design, color grading, visual effects that could bankrupt a studio if they went wrong. Not anymore. Computers do the heavy lifting. AI tools now suggest cuts, auto-sync dialogue, clean up audio, even generate missing frames or extend shots. Color grading that took weeks. AI can match it in hours. Want to de-age an actor, swap a background, or fix a bad performance? There's a model for that. CGI isn't just for explosions anymore, it's the entire world. Need a crowd scene. Generate thousands of digital humans. Need a location that doesn't exist. Build it pixel by pixel. The cost per minute of VFX has dropped in some areas while quality has skyrocketed for mid-tier stuff. And now AI is creeping into the actual creative parts. Script polishing, storyboarding from text prompts, generating concept art in seconds. Some indie projects are already using text-to-video tools to prototype entire sequences before a single real camera rolls. They say AI isn't making whole movies yet. Sure, but it's making the process so fast and cheap that the barrier between real, film, and synthetic content is blurring into nothing. A movie that used to take 2 years can now be cranked through the pipeline in months because half the work is automated. The editors aren't artists anymore. They're supervisors guiding the machines. The great effort illusion. Here's the part that really fries my circuits. They know we're starting to notice how fast everything is moving. They know the numbers don't add up. So what do? They lie about the effort. Every single time an actor or director does an interview, it's the same script. Oh my God, this was the hardest movie I've ever done. We shot for 18 months straight. I lost 30 pounds. I didn't see my family. This role demanded everything from me. It was pure torture. Bullshit. They're deliberately overselling the struggle. They're inflating the myth of how long and painful it is to make these movies. Why? Because if the audience believes it took blood, sweat, and 2 years of pure artistic suffering, then they'll value it more. They'll pay the $20 theater ticket without complaining. They'll sit through the 3-hour runtime and convince themselves it was a masterpiece because the actors sacrificed so much. It's psychological pricing on a massive scale. If they admitted the truth, that half these movies were shot in under 40 days on a giant green screen stage in Atlanta, with the actor repeating lines from an earpiece while standing in front of a tennis ball on a stick, people would feel ripped off. They'd start asking uncomfortable questions. Wait, if it's that easy and that fast, why the hell is this ticket so expensive? Why is this Disney Plus show costing $300 million? So instead, they manufacture the illusion of effort. They release making-of documentaries that only show the dramatic parts. The one time it rained on set, the actor doing one intense stunt, the director screaming passionately. They hide the other 90%, the endless green screen days, the VFX teams fixing everything later, the AI tools cleaning up the mess. They need you to believe it's still 1997. They need you to believe real human soul and suffering went into every frame. Because the second the public realizes most of this content is being assembled like fast food in a content factory, the spell breaks. The appreciation disappears. The willingness to pay premium prices collapses. The prestige evaporates. That's why every puff piece, every award speech, every variety article keeps repeating the same lie. It takes so much time, it takes so much effort, these artists are giving everything. Meanwhile, the same actor is on another set across town, the very next week, doing the exact same thing for a different studio. They're not protecting the art. They're protecting the price tag. Why does it feel like the same movie over and over? Because they are the same templates, same actor templates, same green screen stages, same post-production pipelines, same algorithm-approved plots that test well with focus groups and streaming data. The actors pumping out 6 movies a year aren't superhuman. They're cogs in a content factory that no longer needs soul, it needs output. The studios don't care if it's art. They care if it keeps the subscribers paying and the shareholders happy. Think about it. When everything can be shot in one giant studio complex, when lines are fed via earpiece, when backgrounds are painted by computers, when editing is half-automated, how long does it really take? Not years, not even months for the smaller ones. The big tentpoles still take time because they're complicated spectacles, but the mid-budget and streaming filler, they're flying through the system faster than ever. And the public barely notices because the trailer looks flashy and the stars are familiar. But the glitches are there if you look. Uncanny valley faces in crowd scenes. Actors who look exhausted because they're shooting 2 projects the same week. Dialogue that feels off, like it was generated to fit a formula instead of coming from human experience. They told us technology would democratize filmmaking. Instead, it centralized it even more. A handful of studios, a handful of reusable stars, a handful of digital tools doing the real work. We're not watching movies anymore. We're watching processed entertainment product extruded from the Hollywood machine. And the machine is speeding up. The dark future and wake-up call. What happens when AI gets even better? When an actor can film their performance in a motion capture suit in one afternoon, and the system generates multiple versions for different movies. When deepfakes make it so the star doesn't even need to show up. We're closer than you think. Some directors are already experimenting. Some VFX houses are bragging about how much time AI saved them. The unions are fighting, but the money always wins eventually. The question isn't, can they make a movie in a week? Not yet, not a good one. But the gap is closing fast. What used to be impossible is now merely expensive. What used to be expensive is now routine. And while we argue about whether CGI looks good or not, the real shift happened quietly. The entire process became modular. Interchangeable parts. Plug-and-play actors, environments, emotions. Hollywood isn't dying, it's mutating into something post-human. Faster, cheaper, more efficient. But emptier. So next time you see that tweet, this actor has 5 movies coming out this year, don't just scroll. Ask yourself how. How are the bodies moving so fast? How are the words coming out so perfectly without the old struggle? How is the world on screen so detailed when nobody left the soundstage? The answer is staring us in the face, wrapped in green fabric and coated in silicone. They're not making movies like they used to. They're rendering them. And we're the audience in the simulation, clapping for the next update. I'll be back with more.